Excuse me. One of my interests in the world as Mahdi Shaheeb Sher is America state names, America and its state names, Texas, Utah, Kentucky, Alabama. I think these are all Native American names for these states. I think we have 50 stars on America's flag, and we also have 50 American states. So most of these, I think most of these, perhaps all of these states have Native American names, and that seems to be interesting about America. They are very unusual names. Kentucky sounds very distinctive. Utah sounds very distinctive. Texas sounds very Mississippi, Tennessee, they all sound very distinctive and perhaps and very Native American. So I think that it's slightly interesting to note that whereas America feels itself to be very American, it has Native American names for its states, for most of them, if not all of them. And I think this is quite important and interesting for how America is constructed or built or developed. So we have this interesting thing. But if you look at if you look at world history and American history and its kind of interaction with Native Americans, and if you also analyze the blood of Americans, if you look at the blood analysis of the American population, you can see that perhaps 30 to 50% of their DNA is Native American as well. So that suggests that there's been some breeding between those early European settlers who settled in America and perhaps Native Americans. I think that there's been some breeding there between those Europeans and Native Americans. I think it's quite significant to know that the biology of the American population, the modern American population, has a high degree of Native American DNA and blood, 30 to 50%. And if you look at the biology and physical appearance of the modern American population in America, it also has it has physical characteristics of Native Americans as well. It has kind of like a dark brown hair, I think, or a rather dark brown hair, and the facial proportions are a bit square like Native Americans, and I think their kind of physical stamina is very similar to Native Americans as well, and their kind of behavior in their kind of laughter is similar to how Native Americans behave as well. I think there's similarities with behavior as well in the way perhaps modern Americans behave and Native Americans behave. So I think there's those similarities as well, and also the way they live, how they eat as well. It's kind of like fast food. Fast food could have the cultural similarities with how Native Americans eat as well. There could be other cultural similarities like Thanksgiving as well, which could be similar to Native American culture, and the way they like outdoors could be similar to Native American culture as well, and tents and horses as well. I think the modern American population quite like horses a lot, similar to how Native Americans like horses a lot. So there's those kind of similarities as well. and but perhaps other interesting features about the history of America, how they've had school systems and schooling which have adopted Native American school children as well. But also if you look at the writings and recordings of Christopher Columbus and the early day European settlers and the pioneers and father figures of America from Europe, you can see that there was a lot of interaction and hope for friendship with Native Americans, primarily by offering European technology like rifles, agriculture, chocolate and other things. I think that's what the Europeans offered Native Americans, some kind of hope for technology, some kind of technology. And I think that's how they developed a friendship with Native Americans, and with that trade, cohabitation and breeding as well. So I think that's how America has been founded and been built. So that's very interesting about modern day America. I think most of the immigrants who travelled from, and these are European immigrants, I think most of these immigrants who travelled to America to seek riches came mainly from poor communities and cities, and they took the risk and danger of navigating to America for the prospect of money, gold and riches. So I think that's another interesting characteristic about how America has developed in world history and in history. So I think that most European settlers have come from poor backgrounds, and this can be seen in the character of modern day Americans as well. I think modern day Americans also have this influence of success, prosperity, and kind of a fixation on money and gold and thick career prospects and things. So we do have strong behaviour characteristics and cultural benefits from Europe as well. And I think that America is kind of like an offspring of Europe. I think it's kind of like an offspring of Europe that has kind of bred with Native Americans and become some kind of mixed race population that's called America. And it has a mixed culture, a popular culture, a whole mixed variety of culture. Most of its immigrants that come together and mix together have an adoption of a mixed culture and a popular culture. And I think that's one of the significance of America. It kind of adopts other cultures, and it's kind of like a mixed race and a mixed culture. Thank you.